Hello students, welcome to this first module, that is Introduction to Product Lifecycle Management Part 2. My name is Mr. Srinivas Shane and I am the Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering of Canara Engineering College. So let us look at the contents of this second part. We'll be looking at the importance or need of PLM first, and once we understand why PLM is necessary and why is it important, next we will look at what are the different opportunities for PLM, what are the different areas or what opportunities lies for PLM, and next we will be looking at the various benefits of PLM. What are the various benefits that an organization will obtain if PLM is implemented in the organization. And then finally we'll look what are the different components, what are the components of PLM and what PLM is made up of. So let's first look at the importance or need of PLM. So why is PLM necessary? Now, the first of all, what we have to understand here is the company's products are what the customer buys. So whatever product a company makes, that is what the customer buys. So they are the source of the company's revenue. So any company or any organization, if it has to be successful, its product has to be bought by the users, or people need to buy the products of the companies. So only if people buy the products of the companies, they'll be able to generate the revenues, and they can sustain in the market, or they can grow in the market, or they can make profits in the market. So only if a customer buys your product, then they are the source of revenues. So that is why PLM is very much necessary here. So PLM gets products under control across the life cycle. So whenever a life cycle of a product is going on, throughout the life cycle of the product, if the product needs to be brought under some control, that is where PLM helps you. As a result, the managers will face less risk. So managers will be in a position to know each and every details of the project that is going on, and hence they will be under a less amount of risk. They can spend more time on preparing an outstanding future with good products. So they can instead of worrying about the life cycle or of the development of the product, they can put their efforts and times in preparing for an outstanding future with good products. So if PLM is implemented, definitely the life cycle will improve, and as a manager in the organization, he need not worry a lot about the life cycle or the development of the product, and hence he will face less risks. PLM improves the activity of product development. So whatever product development activity is happening in the life cycle of a product, it will improve the activity. So without which a company won't survive. Now, if the product development activity is not improved, if the product development is not happening as it is supposed to happen, then a company will not survive. The source for future revenues for a company is the creation of new products and services. So any organization or any company need to continuously create new sources, or new services or new products, and release them in the market, without which it is very difficult to generate future revenues. So if we remain stagnant in one particular product with one particular service or a product, it's of no use, and a competitor will come out with better products, and ultimately it's a question of survival in the market. So that is why it is very much necessary to create new products and services at the same time. PLM is the activity that enables a company to grow revenues by improving innovation. So with the help of PLM, by implementing PLM, we can grow the revenues by improving innovation. We can innovate. We can also reduce the time to market for new products, and providing support and new services for existing products. So whatever existing products are available in the market, we can very effectively provide the necessary support and the required services. At the same time, we can also reduce the time to market. So reducing the time to market is a very important parameter when it comes to product launching. So if a product is built, or if a product is designed and manufactured, it is very much essential to bring it to the market at the right time. So if there is some amount of delay in this process of bringing the product into the market at the right time, then there are chances that the competitor might bring his product into the market, and people might have already bought his product and your product will not survive in the market. So it is very much necessary to reduce the time in the market, or time to the market. So PLM, this is where PLM comes into your help, and it will reduce the time to market by improving the innovation levels in the organization. PLM helps bring new products to market faster. So whatever new products are generated or whatever new products are developed, it can be brought to the market at a faster rate. So it is important to bring the product to the market quickly. Otherwise, the customer will choose a competitor's product before yours gets to the market. So as I said in the last point, before your product goes into the market, customer will already buy an existing product which is already available in the market, and your product might not get that required share in the market. So it is very much necessary to bring new products into the market faster and quickly, so that your customers will be able to buy your products in the market. PLM enables a company to reduce product related costs. Now this is also one of the important areas which needs to be looked into when it comes to product development. It's not advisable to build a very high quality product with a very high price. So customers may not buy a product at a very high price. It should be within the limit or within the specification. So product related cost also needs to be taken care of. You cannot have very high costing products with the low quality or a good quality, and at the same time there should be a balance between quality and product cost. If there is no balance between between the quality and the product cost, then the customers will choose a competitive product that costs less than your product. So if your product needs to be selected by a customer, there should be a proper balance between the quality and the cost. It should be within the buying capacity or capability of the customer. PLM gives transparency about what is happening over the product life cycle. So whenever a product life cycle is happening, this PLM will give you a transparency about what is going on throughout the life cycle. It offers managers visibility about what is really happening with the products. So a product will be going through a lot of stages in the life cycle, and this PLM will enable the managers to have a transparent view, or have a transparent look at what is happening throughout the life cycle. So that is what is meant by giving transparency. So at each and every point of time, whenever the product comes from the starting stage till the end stage, whatever is happening throughout the life cycle, it is transparent and it is completely visible to the managers, or to each and every people working in the organization. At whatever point of time, any information that is needed regarding the product is readily available to everyone in the organization, so that the whole process is transparent. The whole process is visible to everyone, and managers will have first hand knowledge about what exactly is happening with the products and with the product development. Not just the product development process, but even after selling the product to the customers, what exactly is happening with the customers, how are the customers using the product, are they liking the product or not, whether they are rejecting the product, whether any modification is needed, or whether the projects need to be disposed or retired. Each and every detail is completely visible to all the managers, and hence it becomes easy for product managers to effectively manage the organization in a better way. So PLM gives them opportunity to manage better. Managers in the organization can effectively manage the whole life cycle of the product, and with the access to right information, they can make better decisions. So if all the information is available to you at the right time, it is always better to have all these informations, or the right informations at the right time, so that you can take better decisions for the betterment of the organization. So PLM enables better support of customers use of products. Now it is not the end of the life cycle once a product goes out of the organization or a company into the hands of the customers. It is very much necessary to have that customer support and maintenance and service part playing a vital role once a product goes into the customer's hands. So this PLM will enable better support of customers use. So customer support can be handled in a better way if PLM is implemented in an organization. It is important to support customers use of product. If you build a product and sell it into the market, and if a customer buys your product, you cannot just leave the customer just like that. It is very much necessary to support the customers, to maintain the product and to give the required service to the customers. If this part is not taken care of, then there are high chances that the customer might reject your product, saying that the after sales service and maintenance is not good. So that is the primary reason why after sale service and maintenance also plays a very important role in product selection. If this part is not taken care of, then the customer may stop using your product and they may go with the competitor's product who might give them better service and maintenance. So with the help of PLM, it is very easy to handle customer queries. You can get real-time feedback from the customers, and you can attend to their problems as soon as possible. The moment they come up with the problem, you can immediately come up with the solution and try to tackle their problem at the right time, and you can benefit the customers. So that is why that is where PLM comes into picture, and it will help you in supporting the customers in a better way. And finally, PLM enables the value of a product to be maximized over its life cycle. Now, if all the right information is available to everyone in the organization at the right time, and if the whole system is transparent and the visibility is clear, and everyone knows what exactly is to be done and what exactly is happening, if this is the case, then it maximizes the value of the product. So you can maximize the value of the product that you are manufacturing. With accurate consolidated information about the products available, you will know what exactly is happening all over the life cycle, and you can very accurately and effectively manage the product and increase the value of the product in the organization. So now that we have seen what is the importance of PLM and why PLM is necessary, the next topic that we are going to discuss is opportunities of PLM. What are the various opportunities and where PLM can be thought of employing? So existing technologies such as electronics or maybe computing or telecommunications or robotics or biotechnology all offer a scope for new products. Now, if you look at the technological advancement that has happened over the past decade or maybe 2 decades, you can see a lot of innovative and new products being launched into the market maybe every month. You can take an example of a cell phone itself. Cell phone is launched this month in the market, and probably within the next 2 or 3 months, a newer version of the same phone is available in the market. That is the kind of growth that technology has shown, and new products are continuously coming into the market within a very short period of time. So all these areas such as electronics or computing or telecommunications or robotics and technology is all providing scope for newer products to be launched into the market. So this is where we can see the opportunity for implementing PLM. Bundling existing products together. Similar products can be bundled together and offered as easy to use solutions in another way to meet customer requirements. Now, instead of having individual products for specific work, you can maybe bundle the products together, and you can think of multifunctional products. So having a multifunctional product can help your customers in a great way, and it can ease the usability of the products as well. So you can think of combining two products and giving multifunctional products, and this is one area where you can think of implementing PLM. The internet, world wide web and grid all offers opportunities for new products. Now the way people shop, the way people buy products has greatly changed in the past decade. The concept of online shopping was not there previously, and nowadays you can see almost majority of the people are buying things online, or products online, or at least they might have bought at least one or two products online. So the internet and world wide web are a great source of product innovations, and you can get real time information and you can sell your products faster into the market. So using these technologies, it gives a great opportunity for new products and services, and to explore newer markets. Global positioning system also underlies many products. Now we have these GPS systems and GPS tags to various products. So with the help of this global positioning system, we can track where exactly the product is, what exactly is happening, and how is it moving, and you can use this GPS technology in your products in order to enhance the value of the products. So the usage of GPS global positioning system also provides a very nice opportunity for implementing PLM. Mobile telephony offers new opportunities, as do portable computers and other portable devices. So the usage of cell phones has drastically increased, especially in countries like India, and you can see that the user base of cell phones is in the range of millions. People almost, you can almost see every person in the world has access to smartphone and internet right now. So mobile telephony and portable computers are playing a major role in product development, and you can think of tapping this particular area of mobile development and portable cell phone portable devices in order to implement PLM. Also, radio frequency identification (RFID) technology allows products to be tagged with chips. So we can tag the products with RFID chips that can provide information about the product when they are scanned, enabling the products to be tracked throughout their lifetime. So if there is a small chip, RFID chip in the product, which is already embedded in the product, you can track the progress of that product throughout its lifetime, throughout its life cycle. So this way you can continuously monitor the health of the product throughout its life cycle, and if there is any problem in the product, you can diagnose that problem real time. You will know what problems will occur even before it occurs, and then you can quickly give the solutions to that. So this area of RFID plays a very important role in implementing PLM. It has a great opportunity. This area has a great opportunity to implement PLM. And finally, increasing social and environmental pressures provide all sorts of opportunities for new products. Now, increasing social and environmental pressures will give you new opportunities in the areas of reducing pollution in cities. Now, you can give an example of BS4 and BS6. The government suddenly shifted from BS4 to BS6 safety standards or environmental standards. So whenever such environmental pressures are there, in order to reduce the pollution, or to reduce the pollution from vehicles, to reduce the pollution from ships or aircrafts, or maybe reduce the number of car accidents. So whenever there is a environmental pressure or social pressure, it provides a very nice opportunity for organizations to implement PLM in order to develop new products as per the requirements of the current scenario, or maybe as per the policies developed by the government. So these are some of the areas where PLM finds opportunities in being implemented into the product lifecycle management. So next, let us look at what are the various benefits of implementing PLM. What benefits an organization will get if they implement PLM in their organization. So the first benefit that any organization would get by implementing PLM is improved product quality and reliability. The quality of the product will definitely improve, and the products will be more reliable if PLM is implemented in the organization. Reducing prototyping and material costs. Now, if all the process and all the tools and whatever life cycle the product is going through, if everything is transparent, and if everything is known to all the people, it helps in reducing the prototyping costs and also the material costs. It is very easy to plan everything, or each and every activities, and it becomes easy to reduce the various costs related to a product. More accurate and timely request for quote generation. Now, since all data is readily available and readily accessible by each and every person in the organization, more accurate quote generation can be done. More accurate quote can be generated for each and every stage of the product life cycle, because whatever happens throughout the life cycle is already visible to each and every person. Now, for example, if a design process is happening, people in the manufacturing department will also know what kind of concept designs are being made and what kind of technical drawings are being made. So depending on that, they can decide what materials they need and what kind of fixtures they need, which machines they need, and which tools they need, and they can put the appropriate quote even before the actual final design reaches them. So if all activities are transparent and visible to each and everyone, it becomes very easy for everyone to decide accurately at what time they need to generate the quotations. Ability to quickly identify potential sales opportunities and revenue contributions. Now, if you use computer systems and information technology, it is very easy to and it is very quick to identify potential sales opportunities and revenue contributions. Now, we have the power of social media, we have the power of the World Wide Web and online sales. It is very easy nowadays to find out who are the potential customers and what kind of contributions are expected from the customers. So it is very easy, and you can very quickly identify who are the potential customers to whom you need to sell your products, and what kind of revenues will be generated. Savings through the reuse of original data. This is one very important benefit of PLM, wherein once a product undergoes a product life cycle, once a product undergoes a life cycle, every single data related to that product, whether it is marketing data, whether it is business related data, or maybe a technical data, or maybe manufacturing related, or maybe maintenance or service related, or maybe concept design, each and every stage of the product life cycle is documented, and every single data is stored in the product data management system, in the central core of the whole life cycle. So for individual products, for individual projects, each and every data is readily available to everyone. So it is not necessary to again generate this data for some other product, or for that same product. It is directly reusable. We can directly remove whatever data is available with us already in the database, and we can reuse that original data in order to build a new product, or maybe improve the existing product. So it is not necessary to again invest a lot of time and effort and money into generating this data, since already all the data are generated and archived in all the data management systems. It is very easy to reuse that original data. A framework for product optimization. Now, this product lifecycle management will give you a framework for optimizing the product. Now, it is not always true that the design, whatever is done by a designer, will be directly or accurately manufactured in the manufacturing department. There will be some errors which will be known to us when the manufacturing happens. So with this kind of a transparent and visible system, you can have a proper framework for product optimization. You can optimize the product at each and every stage. Now, for example, if a design department people are doing some design of a product, maybe they can take the help of the manufacturing people also, because manufacturing people can access the design data, and they can optimize the product based on how easily it can be manufactured. So this PLM will create a kind of framework between various departments in order to optimize the products. Reduced waste. So wastage is definitely reduced if PLM is implemented, because we exactly know which material is to be used, which tool and which machine is to be used, when all these things need to be used, what kind of design is happening, what kind of manufacturing process need to be followed, and each and everything. Since everything is transparent, we can definitely think of reducing the wastage. There is no repetition of work, and almost everything is transparent, and definitely waste can be reduced. Savings through the complete integration of engineering workflows. Now there are different departments in product lifecycle management. So all these various departments will be working in tandem. They'll be working simultaneously, and we can have complete integration of engineering workflows. So instead of individual departments working on their own, we can have an integration of the workflow, and all these departments can work together with a common set of data which is available to you. So using using these kinds of common data which are transparent and visible to everyone, we can definitely save through complete integration of engineering workflows. Now this product will be flowing in the product life cycle through various stages in the product development life cycle. So during all these stages, each and every department have their own responsibilities and works. So they'll not be individually working by themselves, but they will be all be working together. So it is very much necessary to integrate all these various departments and integrate these workflows. So it becomes very easy, and you can save a lot by integrating all these various workflows. So these are some of the benefits of PLM. And the last one is ability to provide contract manufacturers with access to centralized product record. So you can also provide your contract manufacturers. You have your contract manufacturers which to whom you will be outsourcing your products, and you can even provide the access to the centralized product record. Whatever details are there in your centralized database, you can provide those details to the contract manufacturers directly, so that they can utilize those details and they can build the product as per your specifications and supply it to you. So with the help of PLM, all these data related to the product is already stored in the systems, and these data can be reused by either people in the organization, or they can be reused by, or they can be used by contract manufacturers outside, and it becomes very easy to give them access to all these datas which are already available with you. You can also have seasonal fluctuation management. Now for example, you can consider ACs or coolers. Now these ACs or coolers will be mostly bought during the summer seasons, and during the winter seasons you can see the sales of ACs and coolers will be drastically reduced. So there is definitely a fluctuation when it comes to seasonal products like this, for example ACs. So whenever such fluctuations happen, it is very easy to identify such fluctuations and manage those fluctuations. Whenever the sales are less, whenever the demands are less, maybe they can plan some other activities there, and whenever the demand is more, or they can even plan for the future when they can expect a high demand, or some other activities can be done when the season is not good for the products, and when there is peak season for a particular product, they can think of ramping up their production and improving the production rate. So it becomes very easy to manage these fluctuations due to the seasonal products which are bought during various seasons. Improved forecasting to reduce material cost. It is very easy to improve forecasting to reduce the material costs. You can improve the forecasting methods, and you can predict what is going to happen in the future. You already have a lot of database with you. You have a lot of details regarding the products, and you already know how it will behave in the external market, and you already know how customers are using your products. So depending on that, you can improve your forecasting techniques, and you can predict what is going to happen in the future. So depending on those predictions, you can try to reduce the material costs, you can try to improve the quality of the product, and you can think of giving better products to customers with the reduced costs. So this is where PLM will greatly benefit you. So the next topic that we are going to discuss is components of PLM. So basically or essentially there are seven components of PLM and are as follows. The first main component is document management. So whenever you say product lifecycle management, a lot of activities that happen during all the stages of the life cycle need to be documented. So right from the market survey, right from understanding the customer's requirements, from the concept design till the next step, the detailed design, and then going through the production ramp up, and then manufacturing the part, and selling the part, and then giving maintenance and service up to the disposal of the product. There will be a lot of data that will be stored in the product data management systems. So it is very much necessary to store, to track, and to manage all the data which is there for a particular product in an organization. So this particular thing comes under document management. So this is one of the major components of PLM in order to have a database or an archive all the data related to a product, which can be further used in the future, either to develop new products or to redesign the existing products. So hence it becomes very much essential to store, track and manage all the data. The second component of PLM is embedded visualization. Now, embedded visualization is nothing but a combination of mechanical engineering and electrical engineering using central digital product information. So, all the information related to a project is centrally stored in the form of digital data. So, this combination of mechanical and electrical engineering in order to store products in digital form centrally, which can be accessed by each and everyone, is called as embedded visualization. The next component of PLM is workflow. So a product will move from the initial stage till the end stage of the life cycle, and a proper workflow needs to be defined. So that product need to flow in the right path, in the right direction, without having any trouble. So it is very much necessary to define the product development workflow so that all the operations or all the stages are smoothly functioning. Fourth component of PLM is distributed collaboration. Now, when you say an organization or a product is not limited to a particular area. The product can be distributed throughout a country, or the product can be distributed throughout the world, and you can have multiple locations for your organization. A multinational organization need not have a location, need not have their organization or their office in one particular place. They can have their office in multiple places. They can have their manufacturing units in some other place. They can have their marketing unit in some other place. They can have their distribution centers all over the world. So it all depends on the size and the scale in which the products are manufactured. So you can have multiple locations where your product design and product life cycle is happening, and it becomes very much necessary to collaborate between all these distributed areas. So whatever organizations are distributed throughout the world, each and every part of that organization need to collaborate in order to effectively function. So they'll be under multiple locations, they'll be there in multiple locations, and each and every location need to work collaboratively. So this distributed collaboration also is one of the major components of PLM. The fifth component of PLM is multi-CAD data management. Now there will be a lot of technical data related to products which can come from various parts of the country, or maybe from geographically all over the world. Maybe the designing team might be there in some other country, the marketing team might be there in some other countries, and the manufacturing unit might be there somewhere else. So you need to have a multi-CAD data management. Your designers might be sitting in some other part of the world and doing a design and sending it to manufacturing to some other countries where the manufacturing cost is cheap, or the labor cost is cheap. So you cannot have all your entities in one single place, especially when it is coming to a large organization. They will have manufacturing facilities in some other countries where the labor is cheap and the material cost is cheap. They will have designers sitting in some other part of the world and doing the designs. So it becomes very much necessary to manage all these CAD data, all the technical data related to the product. So that is why multi-CAD data management is necessary, so that you can have one central point for all the CAD data. So each and every technical details of a product need to be there at one single point, called as the central point, which can be accessed by each and everyone across the world. So wherever you are sitting in any part of the world, if you are a part of that organization, it is very easy to access all the data in one single place. So that is where multi-CAD data management comes into picture. So the next component of PLM is complete bill of material management. So it is very much necessary to manage and track all aspects of product development. So when it comes to bill of material, you need to know how much materials are being used, how much materials are needed, what is the cost of each material, and how the assembly takes place, what is the final cost, what are the estimates. So each and every business related decisions are dependent on the material. So it becomes very much necessary to manage the bill of material. So managing and tracking all aspects of the materials required for manufacturing a product comes under complete bill of material management. And the last component of PLM is change and configuration management. So here this change and configuration management will basically create an awareness of all the changes in the process. Now there might be a product which is under development, and it will be developed to some extent, maybe a concept design, a detailed design, and it might go up to manufacturing. And probably when they are doing the manufacturing, they might come across small errors, or they might face some problems during manufacturing, which need to be rectified. So whenever these problems arise, they again have to go back to the design team, and they need to make sure that they sit with them and do the necessary changes as per their manufacturing requirements. And whenever such changes happen in either the design, or changes happen in the process, or changes happen in any level of the organization, it is necessary to create an awareness of this change. And at the same time, whatever changes have happened need to be updated in the central database. So whatever changes are taking place also needs to be updated in the central database, and an awareness need to be created among all the employees and workers in the organization that this particular change has happened. So change is inevitable. You will be changing at some point of time. It's not that a particular design is finalized and fixed, and it keeps on going for production. There will be some minor changes that will happen along the life cycle of the product. Once the product goes into the market and customer starts using it, they might give a feedback to you, and you might feel that yes, I can incorporate these changes in this product to give a better quality product, and immediately you might think of changing the design, or internally changing some components of the product. So change always happens, and whenever change happens, it is necessary to create an awareness about this change, and it is necessary to create a database about what changes have happened, so that every updated data is already available at the central database or the central server, which can be accessed by each and every people in the organization. So these are the 7 basic components of PLM. So this is all in this particular session. Next session we'll look at the other aspects of product lifecycle management. Thank you.